Today we're gonna go over 3 big brain scams that have claimed more victims than the average 1 million subscriber Minecraft predator. Let's go. Now a quick update on my ban. I did appeal and get unbanned, but Hypixel kind of has me on the leash right now. More on that later. Now because I have a 180 IQ gigabrain, I don't fall for many scams, but I hate to admit that I actually fell for this first scam. I don't have the footage, but this guy Dusty sent me a video of the exact same scam happening to him, so let's take a look. So this guy 100T Pit is asking for help to transfer some items. The item in question, Dr. Papers. These are a basic brew, and this guy has a lot of these brews. So the way a typical transfer would work is Pit would give Dusty the brews, then he would switch accounts or profiles, and then Dusty would give the items back. But to avoid any funny business, Dusty would have to offer collateral worth the same amount as the brews. But this is not your typical collateral scam. This is far more advanced. So Pit shows these brews to Dusty and goes, I need collat, but I don't remember how much they are on the auction house. So Dusty checks the auction house real quick. Dr. Paper, you can see they're worth 1.9 mil here, but they settle on 1.6 mil collat per Dr. Paper. And then they start the first part of this transfer. You can see Dusty gives 6.4 mil for 4 of these Dr. Papers. Dusty then runs out of money, so Pit then asks for gear instead. So here they're doing a Pigman sword for full trade menu of more brews. And then they do a maxed pair of superior dragon boots, and then a Yeti pet. So Dusty is giving a lot of items over, and eventually he gets skeptical and he's like, aren't you gonna switch accounts yet? Pit just keeps making excuses, but then Dusty eventually refuses to do any more trading, but instead of Pit switching accounts to complete the transfer, he just leaves. Just like your father. And he takes with him all of Dusty's coins and gear, worth tens of millions. But how is this a scam if he gave Dusty tens of millions of coins worth of Dr. Papers? Well, it turns out that these brews are not worth 1.6 mil, but instead they are purchasable from an NPC for 4,000 coins. So why is the mod spreading misinformation? Well, the value that the mod reports is purely based on auction house prices. So what did Pit do? He bought out every single low-priced Dr. Paper to make the cheapest one worth 1.9 mil, thus making the mod report a completely wrong inflated value. So why does this work? Well, who in their right mind knows what a Dr. Paper is? Absolutely no one. This is such an obscure item. And when you don't know the price of an item, you check the auction house. But of course, all the prices on the auction house were orchestrated by Pit. There's a lot of crap I left out from Pit. He's just straight up lying for like an hour. If he was Pinocchio, his nose would make even Drake jealous. Now I would love to go have a little talk with Pit, but when I got banned, Hypixel told me to stop investigating these scammers, or stop talking to them basically, because it can harm moderation efforts. Kinda have to respect them. Now I did mention I also fell for the scam. If you look at this video, you can briefly see one of my chests and it's filled with a bunch of Tutti Frutti brews. Yeah, that's cause I got scammed. It was 2 years ago though. This is not an old scam, but I did see a resurgence, so that's why I wanted to talk about it. Here we have Mitchell, aka Pretty High, showing us how it works. Here we have a dude, his name is Mogyek, we'll call him Mog. He is trying to sell 5 tree caps, which cost around 2 mil to craft. However, Mogyek is selling them for 800k each. This is a deal Mitchell cannot refuse, right? So they try to trade, but they are actually unable to because Mogyek has reached his daily gold limit. Meaning you cannot trade any more coins today. Now Mog pretends that this is all an accident. I thought it expired, my bad. I can auction house them for you, I guess. But of course, this was his plan all along. To do the transaction through the auction house. Being above Skyblock level 50, his gold limit would have been 1 billion coins per day. So he most likely just traded this amount with an alt account or a friend, just so he could get this tree cap transaction to happen through the auction house. And you'll see why. So he goes, we'll list them on the auction house, and sure enough, the 5 tree caps are all up at 800k. Mitchell waits for the grace period to end, and then he starts buying them. So how is this a scam? Well, I'll let the video play. Did you catch it? Did you see the 4th tree cap though? Here it is. Here's the 4th tree cap, listed not at 800k, but at 800 million coins. 1,000 times the promised value. That's like buying a chicken sandwich for 6,000 bucks. It's absolutely ridiculous. This was completely intended by Mogiek. Mog knows that Mitchell is going to try and buy them as fast as possible because they're at such a good price on the auction house. So he puts a sneaky one at an extraordinarily high price. Now you might be like, well, Mogiek got so lucky that Mitchell even had 800 million coins to afford this tree cap, or else this wouldn't even have worked. Well, do you really think that it's a coincidence that Mitchell had just enough money to purchase this inflated tree cap? There is a 100% chance that Mog checked Mitchell's purse before initiating this transaction, so he could offer a price and maximize his profits through the scam. Okay, well you might be like, who would fall for this scam? Okay, clearly a ton of people. The amount of DMs I've gotten with people showing me the scam is absurd. Here we have this guy buying a Piconimbus for 1 billion coins. It's worth around like, I don't know, 250k. Here we have Michael, who claims that the scammer Mogworld scammed upwards of 11 billion coins recently. Here's the aspect of the dragons for 340 mil. Another one for 400 mil. The sword is worth around like, I don't know, 4 mil or so. Here we have this guy buying a cat flower for 100 mil. He says this has happened to me multiple times. This guy buying a matriarch's perfume for 300 mil. Again from Mogworld. The perfume is worth only 1.5 mil in the auction house. Now going back to Mogiek, his name did get changed to Accuray. You can see that this is not a one-time scam. If you look at his auction history, the sheer quantity of these items is concerning. You get the idea. Was Mogworld related to Mogiek? Very well could be, maybe an alt account or something, but probably not. This is just a popular scam right now. When I did get banned, Hypixel told me to not threaten to mass report people or else I would lose YouTube rank. So, do not report this guy, okay? I hate that I even have to say this, but should you go in-game to these scammers and threaten to find their house and dox their location? Absolutely not. If you do, I will find you and oil you up. Some people take it way too far and bring real-life threats into these situations. It's happened before and I do not condone this stuff. This last scam. It's the whole reason for this video, and I think it's pretty funny because it utilizes a very silly mechanic, the portal trap. Woo! While you're in this glitched portal trap, you cannot type anything. You cannot type commands or messages. The only way to get out of it is to disconnect from the server. So keep that in mind. But I figured the best way to show the scam to you is to actually do it. So I'm gonna call in my unsuspecting friend. He's not gonna stand a chance. Alright, I'm gonna show you a new money-making method, alright?
Oh yeah.
So join up, and this is how it works. People have auction house flipping mods, right?
Right.
Where they can see the items that are below market value on the auction house, right? And then their mod will tell them to buy it so they can flip it for profit, right? So if you list an item, like an expensive item at a very low price, their mod will pick it up. And then if you cancel the item and then relist it at a high price, it basically causes them to buy it, and you make huge profits.
So we're gonna try this?
Yeah. So you're gonna get an expensive item and list it at a low price, but it's actually completely safe because there's a grace period. I'll do mine for the viewers. A Necron chestplate. So I'm just gonna list this Necron chestplate at 10,000 coins, and then I think I have a 20-second grace period. So let me just cancel that. So now my item is going to be all over the auction house flipping mods, and if I was to list it at a super high price, someone might accidentally buy it. So now do you want to try it?
Yeah.
So get an expensive item, list at a low price.
I mean, I have like Juju short bow.
Oh yeah, do the Juju.
This is like a 50 mil bow. Okay.
Yeah.
The seller for like listed for like 10k.
Yeah. Tell me when you do it. And then cancel immediately.
Okay. Okay, I've done it. What?
And then I snipe it. Yes, I got it!
No way.
And that's how the scam works. Here's your...
That's horror.
So essentially everything I told you was all just BS. And that's a common scam people are doing with this portal, so you can't cancel when you're in the portal. And some people got so smart as to where if the victim is skeptical or sceptical, then they'll tell them to list a cheaper item, like an aspect of the dragons. So the victim will list a cheaper item at a low price, cancel it, then list it at a high price, like 5 mil coins or something, and the scammer will actually get their friend to buy it out, to build trust, so eventually they do it with a more expensive item. It's pretty crazy stuff. This one scammer claims he makes 2K per month? I highly doubt that. There's no way that is true. If this video gets 3,000 likes, we will start scamming kids. Hope you enjoyed. Please like the video, and Cekofari out.